Hello all, and welcome back to Just Plays Birth Code. I'm going to do some of the trust stuff this time, because, if I can get some of these unlocked, that'll be good. And apparently it'll save me time further down. One of the things that's kind of weird here is, like, it seems like... Oh, I guess we can continue from here. And kind of see where this dead end takes us. And then once we get there, I'll go back and do some of the other trust endings. And we'll see how many of these we can do. Alright, here we go. Very soon, everyone's helmets displayed me once more. Their instructions weren't over yet. Greetings once more. I'm sure you'd rather not see me again, not after the vote and your forced witness of a dead body. I would like to remind you that there will be 5 more in total today, other than this one, so you should strap yourselves in. The carnage isn't over yet. Far from it. Fortunately for you, now you have an hour of respite. Please use your time well. We'll be heading toward more of those education rooms now. If you'd remember the room you woke up in, they're a little like that. All the me cards are hidden further inside. To progress, you will have to unlock the door leading to the hallway, much like how you've unlocked the previous one. That is correct. Another puzzle awaits you. Hopefully you didn't kill off your best puzzle solver yet, or else you would regret it now. The timer inside of Ancora's helmet read exactly 4 hours remaining. Once you've made your way inside, you will have to split it up into 3 groups. You may be 1, 2, or 3 in a group. This is very Zero Escape. The very moment 4 people enter the same classroom, they will surrender their right to live. Each classroom has an assigned subject for you to study, and a question to answer. The subject in question will be given to you personally by me after 39 seconds have elapsed since the room's door has been opened, which is also when it will close and lock. Don't you feel smarter by learning various subjects? Another smart thing to do, not opening the doors until you're ready to go in, otherwise it'll lock you out for 39 minutes. Please remember that once you enter a room, you will also only have 39 minutes before you surrender your right to live. Time is of the essence, and I will stop taking it from you. For now. From now on, I will only appear to give you each room's subject as you enter them. I wish all 7 of you good luck, and don't forget, I'll see you later. Then the image faded once more, and Ancora's vision was replaced with the real world. She looked at Luxuria, who looked back at her. The fair-themed girl decided to keep Luxuria company instead of helping the others solve the aforementioned puzzle. They could probably take care of this one on their own anyway. The others had all gone to gather in front of the double doors leading further into Wing A. Luxuria brought Ancora back to her with some more talking. I kinda want to look at this machine a bit more. We only have so much time before the next voting round. If we're going to do that, we'll be leaving the teams to separate in strange groups. What do you mean? We're 7 left now, so that means if we both stay here and look at the machine and try to figure out how it works, we're leaving them to split into teams of 2, 2, and 1. Do we have to? What if they split up into 2 groups of 2 and 3 and we go together in one of the rooms? I guess. But in that case, I should go tell the group. For a moment, Luxuria hesitated. Ancora could tell it was because this would leave her alone, and there was already a feeling of kinship developing between the 2 of them. Already clinging to one another, huh? Already clinging onto another. Okay, but come back fast, Cora. After promising it to Luxuria, Ancora walked off to join the main group, in order to tell their plan. Ancora found the others as they were caught in a rather heated debate among themselves. No way am I going in with anybody here. Now that I know you're all loons like Beatty, I can't take any chances for myself. Is this cacophony related to what he was trying to tell you before dying? No. I just don't give a shit about any of you. Should you pursue this unreasonable course of action, I suggest we remove you from the group promptly and set you aside, outside of the rooms we shall be investigating, without a meat card for the subsequent voting session. You guys can't vote without me anyway, so you'll have to hand one over sooner or later. Ira's fists were closed in anger. Looking at the others, Ancora realized she had to do something, or else a fight was going to break out. In order to mediate the group, Ancora... Okay, I can take Superbia's side, bitch Superbia out, or disagree with both sides. I'm gonna disagree with both of you. What are you doing? Jess, Bia, Ira, Ula, all of you, please, just stop. Oh, hey, Cora. Stay out of this, we got this. No you don't. I really do not care about any of you, and I don't want to go in with any of you. And Cora's voice was drowned out by the fight starting anew. She decided to scream at the top of her lungs to combat the noise. Shut up! We have no time, so I'll take the bitch and you guys can group up. What the hell? No fucking way. It's either that or you stay out of the rooms and get off next, most likely. Nobody wants to deal with a useless brat. The girl's proposition went rather flawlessly. The entire group was glad not to have to deal with Superbia anymore, so they didn't have any issue pawning her off to Ancora. Only Ira didn't change his stance for a few moments before he reluctantly agreed to it. Very well then. I'll be going with Ira and Ula'll be going with Ava. Are you certain of this? Teams seem moderately unbalanced. I'm afraid I cannot accept a mere thoughtless endeavor. No, it's not unbalanced. You and Ava are smart, but I think I'm able to piece things better. That way, I should go with the most cognitively challenged individual in order to round it out. If you're so certain of your assumptions, very well. Yet, I harbor some disagreements regarding that fact you believe your personage to be so mentally superior to us. I'll be leaving the group now, okay? Bia, come. We'll go have a look at what Luxuria wanted us to check out and then we'll go. Rabbit-themed girl shrugged and went with the bear-themed girl after a brief goodbye thrown to the others. Later, bitch. Back with Luxuria, the two girls noticed the smaller one had been in the process of examining the machine already. That's a word. Lux, we've got to go soon to solve a room. The timer's ticking down and... No, wait! Cora, look! Bia, you too! Two girls approached, curious. Luxuria was examining the 9th station, the one that belonged to the person two others hadn't seen. I think we can do something here. She pointed at the mechanism behind. The shotgun that had been propped up was held by a tall pillar to match the console, which one could open by applying pressure onto the inside panel, not visible from afar. And what does that all mean? I don't know yet, but it opens. And Cora knelt beside it and took a look inside. There was machinery, cogs, and belts. Clearly, they were all made to hook into one another to trigger the shotgun. How it actually worked remained a mystery at a simple glance. You can mess with this one and it won't matter too much, but the others won't open. This is dangerous territory to cross, though. I want to look at it too. Think it's fine if we fuck around with this stuff, or will me roll over us with like, what up? It might be good to look at the others. Maybe they open like this one. There shouldn't be any harm in just having a look, but I think me will get mad if we break this stuff. Ancora stood back up and let Superbia have a look inside the box. Ho ho ho. While the rabbit remained there, the other girls searched the rest. As much as Ancora tried, no box opened like that first one, except for the one behind Nvidia's console. So they can open after they fire? Something doesn't feel right. Must be a problem with the mechanism. None of this should be accessible under normal circumstances. Ancora watched the box for a moment, before reaching inside with a hand. Found a small switch she could flip. It was very well hidden, in the very back, and unless you knew where to find it, it seemed impossible to figure out its location. That's the mechanism to release the gun. This will give a very huge advantage over the others. But it will also make it much harder to garner their trust. Either way, it's not loaded. None of them are. What happens when they fire is entirely from the helmet side. Her thumb brushed against the switch, and after a small push of her hand, the mechanism began moving. Very quickly, the bear-themed girl pulled her arm out of the box, just as the clasps were released in the instrument of death. The question remained. Either Ancora took the gun, or she left it there. On one hand, the gun would give her protection, as if it were left here to act as a shield. Ancora glanced at the other two. They hadn't noticed the gun coming loose. Having it would make her a prime target. That was why, if she took it, she had to be sure of what she wanted to do with it. With the stress of the moment getting to her head, Ancora... Why would I take the gun? Like, that's a stupid thing to do. She rose back up to merely examine the gun. Soon, Superbia glanced over, keeping her distance still. What's up with the gun? Found anything special? No, nothing. She reached for the gun before Superbia could do it, lifting it up and off the slot. As she did so, Superbia took a step back, looking surprised enough her body reacted instantly. Hey, what are you doing with this? Just looking at it. She flipped the gun over, trying to figure out how to open it. After doing so, she confirmed to Superbia the shotgun had no shells. Luxuria arrived at that moment, noticing the fact too before Ancora put the gun back where it was. See? They're not loaded. It didn't feel too reassuring, but Ancora didn't feel like she had to explain herself any further. She was actually eager to move from the voting stand since the boxes could be opened if the person in question died. The last thing I'd want is for anyone else to grab one of these shotguns, even if they aren't loaded. Unsurprisingly, the two girls followed without any fuss. Much like Ancora, they were in a hurry to move away from where the instruments of death were being held. On the way towards Wing A, Superbia asked the girls a peculiar question. Hey, let's say you had a shotgun, and it was loaded. Who would you shoot? Huh? Her tone made it clear the question took her by surprise. Time was ticking, but the three of them came to a standstill near the entrance to Wing A. Are you sure we have time for this? Why not? Do we really have to explore a room? Got 6 hours, 2.5 nearly went by, but it's about 35 minutes. Well, we need those me cards. Unless someone dies during this hour slice. Luxuria's knees shook a little. Ancora could tell that she wasn't a fan of the upcoming plan of assassination. Those guns aren't loaded anyway. Maybe Tristitia? He's a little creepy. Ancora looked at Luxuria with surprise. The girl had been quite scared of bodies earlier, and now she was answering Superbia. Though I do agree, he is a little creepy. So, Ancora, what's it gonna be then? If you could shoot someone, who? Ancora thought about it for a moment. She figured answering either Superbia or Luxuria wouldn't be a good idea. Given the choice, she would shoot... Why not? Do I not get a choice? Like, for myself? I can't, like, fool them into thinking. Alright. Maybe Ira, because he's buff? Maybe Ira. He's the headstrong type, right? I don't know if I can trust him to do something smart later. He's got the brawn, but without the brain, that might go bad for us. I guess that makes sense, but you don't have to talk as if he doesn't have his uses. The girl flicked her wrists in slight annoyance. Mentioning him got a tiny rise out of her, huh? But you're right either way. Regardless of who you'd shoot, the guns aren't loaded. Let's just get a move on. Rabbit-themed girl gave a nod toward the open hallway. Ancora stared at Luxuria, who said nothing, though she averted her gaze. Following up on their marching order from before, Ancora took the lead. Ancora stopped in front of a closed door. This was the classroom the first group had chosen to explore. She wasn't sure if this was Ira and Tristicia's room or if it was Aberitia and Gula's room. The metal plate at the top was far too high for her to look inside without jumping, in either way, it was covered by said metal plate. Even if she could reach it, it was useless. This door's closed, so there's no point in sticking around. The girls set off again, finding a second door that was much like the first. The other two groups had gone for the closest ones. Wonder what kind of subject each group is learning about now. She murmured to herself, but no one answered her. Two girls must have been thinking about it too. She assumed they were too stressed out by what they might have to solve in their room. Finally, Ancora stood before the final room for this section of Wing A, and she opened the door to look inside. There was a comfortable lounging area. She was about to walk in before she realized something was amiss. Luxuria and Superbia were gone. Fudge nuggets! Since when have they been gone? This is very much not the time. The door's going to lock in the next 39 seconds. A bad feeling spread through Ancora. Leaving the door aside, she retraced her steps to find the tallest, shortest girls of the group. Solving it alone would cause more issues than problems it would resolve. There's no helping it then. Someone's gonna have to die without a voting session. Where have you gone? We have to solve this fast! In truth, the door had already locked by the time the girl had reached the entrance of Wing A again. Only silence greeted her, giving her no clues to where the others had gone. They couldn't have gone too far. There was only one way to take. Even though there were a few twists and turns to Wing A, the entirety of it had just been one long hallway. But now she was at the crossroads. Fitting, for this middle area of the school was often nicknamed the Crossroads by the students, as it stood between all four wings. Where did they go? Did they go back to the voting machine? Did they go back to the first hallway? Ancora wasn't sure, but ultimately, I'm saying voting machine. Her steps brought her to the mechanisms they had inspected earlier. There was no trace of anybody or anything at all. That's right, something was wrong. She didn't expect to necessarily find anyone here, but as she approached the shotguns to examine the ninth one, something was amiss. The shotgun was there, of course. Yet, her hand was going through it, unable to touch it or pick it up. The same was happening to Invidia's shotgun. She could touch the symbol plates, but not the firearms. Huh? It's there, but can't touch it. What is this? What does this mean? I definitely could touch it earlier. A ghost? Can't touch it? Hand going through it? That's the sign of a ghost, isn't it? No, that doesn't make any sense. Ancora was scared by what she was witnessing. Scared enough to leave the area back to the staircase. She waited there a few minutes to try and figure out where Luxuria and Superbia had gone. They never appeared. Instead, she went to the first hallway, deciding they must have been there. There wasn't anyone. The girl tried to process just how that was possible. She'd explored every possible area of the wing, and the crossroads. By now, the timer showed that there were only 10 minutes remaining. Groups would now begin to emerge from their rooms soon. There's no time to lose. Where are you? As if to answer her, a loud gunshot echoed in the hallway. It came from behind. Ancora fell to the ground after that, body flopping over like a marionette with its strings cut. Before her vision had cut, she almost saw what the figure looked like. It was not alone. There were two of them. Finally, everything went absolutely black. I wonder whose shadows those were. The most possible explanation would be Luxuria and Superbia's shadows. There are two problems with that. The first problem is obviously that both shadows were somewhat tall. That excludes Luxuria from having taken part in it, unless her shadow magically grows taller than most others. The second problem is the shotgun. Nobody taught them how to remove it, unless one of them spied while it was happening. Once again, Luxuria is too short to have done that without being noticed. Superbia was definitely one of the two of them, though. That means Superbia took the shotgun. The shotgun was still there. For some reason, all the shotguns were there, even if any attempt at contact with them failed. As for the second shadow, I don't know whose it is. I can only guess. It was a little shapely, a little defined, like muscles maybe. Maybe it was Ira. Maybe his presence there caused this to happen, in which case he should have been removed. If I had another chance, I'd tell myself to watch out for Ira. Focus on Ira. Without Ira, Superbia probably would be as defenseless as a little bunny. Looking at the consoles too closely had been a mistake, too. I still can't wrap my head around the state of the shotguns. Something strange is going on here. Not that it matters to me anymore. Near endless darkness awaits. But the box! Okay. So this is a dead end, which we knew going in. Alright, so I need to... Okay, here's one, here's... I need to get on a different... I haven't done this yet. Oh, right, because I'm... Save. This is the spying on Avaricio one. Okay. So, let me go to my other save. Weird. Alright. I'm gonna have to go back and make a bunch of choices. So let's go with new save file. And I will go from there. Okay. Alright. Hey, future me, I'm gonna have to start editing now. Okay. So we're back to a part where I am... Okay, so I've done Avaricio a couple times. Okay, so I know that I'm supposed to talk to Ira. Let me talk to Tristitia first, then I'll go back and make it their save file and talk to Ira. Superbia had already been in the process of introducing herself to Tristitia when Ancora joined the group. Superbia, yes. And this is our resident Smarty Pants, Ancora. Smarty Pants, huh? Well, I'm Tristitia, which is kind of a mouthful, so I'm thinking we should go with better nicknames sometime. Yeah, sure, we can talk about that later, I guess, after, like, the universe ends. I don't have any intention of staying here with this bunch of losers any more than necessary. You included in that. Sorry, not sorry. Ira snickered a little from the side. None of his was flustering Tristitia. Is that your best effort? I've heard plenty of it over the years. But back to the introductions. That snickering guy is... I can't introduce myself, Barrel Boy. You heard the man. Go talk to him, I guess. There's not really a lot of stuff to say right now. And besides, I've got to think of better nicknames. For me, how about Queen? If you could start groveling right now, that would be great, thanks. Justicia slapped the back of his hand into the air as if sending her away. Outraged, Superbia didn't need to be told twice to vacate his area. She always like this. You guys escaped with her, right? You sure you couldn't have let her take a guess for the answer first? That was my fault then. I gave the answer, so... Don't worry over it. Either way, I'm going to gather the others. The lumbering boy went to fetch the others, still talking together. Between Ira and Tristitia, it was a complete contrast. Not just physically, but mentally, too. Probably about time to share information now. But we're still lacking one team. After everyone introduced themselves to each other, the group took a few moments to sort everything out. So, to recapitulate... Okay. Okay, and then B shows up and say blah 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 blah, that's good. Okay, so I'm gonna talk to Kula. Kula was hanging out a bit further away from the others. Upon seeing the girl approach her, she faced Ancora and began talking without hesitation. Yes, greetings. I am Gula. I have obviously been christened something more palatable, but that is a nickname, I suppose. No uninspired comments on my outfit if you value your security. Oh, I wasn't going to. I'm Ancora. At least, that's what we figured out. Ancora? That is strange for a name as well. Upon further thinking, our third party also neglected to properly show an interest in elaborating upon her designation. So, she didn't introduce herself? What? You have a very flowery speech pattern. Do I? I mean, I'm basically just kind of like a Homestuck troll. It's contemporarily second nature to me, so forgive me should my terms become obnoxious. I just didn't expect that from your looks. Kula snickered out of a laugh that had nothing fancy to it. Judging by their appearance ought to be a fatal mistake in this place. Furbia happened to hear her, and she approached the duo while holding her hip in a condescending way. You think so? Appearances are everything, especially for someone like me. My family's rich, and I could just buy this school and everyone in it if I wanted. Enough of that vanity. What about your earthly label? My name? It's Superbia. Perhaps you aren't all aware of it, but it contains superb, which is my default. Is that why you always have to act like such a bitch? Superbia flipped the bird without hesitation. It can't change who you are. I'm not a bitch, I just know I'm better than you lot. If there weren't people like me in this world, you'd all still be wallowing in mud. Your behavior is appalling. Why, frankly, I shall be flabbergasted should your demise be delayed by any other death. The fuck are you even saying? I think she's saying you aren't the one next to die. She's gonna be very surprised. We'll see who's dying next soon enough. The group of three dispersed following those words, leaving Ancora alone to her thoughts. I can't believe nobody's thinking about the puzzle. Hey me, you're gonna be editing here again. Yay! What should I do here? Should I do what I'm supposed to do? Or should I... What do you... Well, I mean, I guess if I do what I'm supposed to do here... I've already done the other two, so I guess that I don't... That means I don't have to do... come this far into the next one. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know, man. Alright, whatever. Oh, hey me! Stop editing! Superbia was holding her head, muttering profanities while trembling. Ancora understood what happened very quickly after looking at the doorway, and noting Superbia's height. Looks like she hit her helmet's ear on the doorway. Serves her right. Yeah, I'm fine. This, Pandora is a total dumbass for giving me that helmet. I'm already tall. I don't even need more height, especially if I can't see the damn things. That's good then, that you're okay. Huh! Think I need your pity? I think he was just trying to be nice. Yeah, right. Girl, listen, in here there are no allies, so him being nice doesn't amount to much. The rabbit shrugged, on one hand still holding the helmet. And I won't make this fucking helmet stop vibrating so hard anyway. Vibrating? And Cora and Ira stared at each other. Yeah, like it's resonating. Holy shit! Just can this noise! Ugh! It's finally slowing down. Rabbit took a few uneasy steps before setting straight again. Just as though nothing happened, she walked back forward with the other students. Once Superbia had rejoined the group, the helmet shut down. By now, everyone was getting used to this. It meant me was going to talk to them. So now me's gonna do shit. Okay. Alright. Back here, moment of truth. I guess I can see if I can slip up. Nope, apparently cannot. Oh, man. Alright. Let me quit out of here real quick. Anything open on the flow? Alright, I guess I need to... There's like 4 different ways that this can go. 2 of them lead to dead ends. 1 of them leads to possibly not a dead end. Okay, 1 leads here. Which a bunch of different things to... The other one is here. Alright, so I think I have like 1 more thing I need to do. I need to do my pure run. Alrighty, let's make a new file. Yeah. Alright, I will be back when I'm at a place that is good to go. Okay, here we go. We're going on our 100% pure run. Hi. Hey. Ira clammed up after that greeting, and Ancora didn't know what else to say. A few seconds of utterly intolerable silence settled between them. Not much of a talker, huh? That's not really my strength. My strength is strength itself. Isn't that great? Ira moved his arm to flex a little, showing off to Ancora. From up close, he seemed even more built than he looked from afar. Stuttering? It's kind of weird. Is he afraid or something? Or maybe it's genetic. Anyway, I bet you want to know my name? It's Ira. Short and to the point, isn't it? Not that I chose it, to be fair. Just sort of popped into my head. Like, that's my name, and then I knew. So much for not being chatty. Maybe he's shy and he's making efforts to get over it. Ira scratched his helmet a little, which made it look like he was scratching the back of his head. The fact that he was wearing the helmet didn't seem to hinder him much. And you, what's your name? According to what we found in our room, I'm Ancora. Ah, really, huh? Funny, that was the final name on that list. Guess you guys found the list of names too? Yeah, with the website address. I'm not too good at all that stuff. Oh, don't worry about it, it's fine. I figured that part out already, no problem here. Hey, what does that mean? Don't make fun of me for being bad with computers. Ah, forget it. Nice to meet you, I guess. I don't suppose you know anything about these helmets? I wanted to take it off, but when I tugged on it, that weird little girl appeared again, and I was told that if I tried it again, I would cut my head off. Sorry, I'm in the dark too. That sucks. Let's talk about it later then. The nods toward the others, he turned to the side a little bit, making it clear he was done talking with Ancora for now. Yeah, he's a little rude. Then again, Yura takes after the sin of wrath, so one can't expect otherwise. After everyone introduced themselves to each other, the group took a few moments to sort everything out. Okay. Alright, I'll be back in a bit. Alright, let's see if this works. Man. Right, maybe I just have to go. I wonder if this is going to be the same? This is going to be fake. Looks like it's all the same. Alright. Check my okay. I've got Ira at 99%, which should unlock a trust thing. Where maybe he argued Superbia during the vote? How do I get the 99 for her, though? I don't know, man. Ancora took a deep breath. There wasn't much time to say everything she wanted to say, and any wrong step could spell her doom. Pandora could have taken anyone's name, which includes you too, so why am I the most suspicious? Before you answer that, consider this. How did you come to the conclusion your name is actually Superbia? Okay, so this is the same. Okay, here we go. Instead of looking at what's most suspicious, we should turn the chessboard over and think like Pandora. For example, what wrongful assumptions could we have made about her? She said she's among us, but she could be lying. I don't see why she'd want to put herself in danger. Also, Pandora being a girl's name is dangerous to assume too. The most likely scenario is that Pandora isn't a girl, but instead a boy, and we've been misguided from the start. She does bring a good point with this. Pandora always felt like a girl due to the name, but it's possible she's a guy pretending to be a girl. That's if we think they would be much less suspicious that way. Yeah, huh. I mean, that makes sense, but we're really out of time soon. I doubt Viti or Trist would be Pandora. Both smart enough it would seem too likely. The only viable culprit for the least likely possibility is Ira. Wait, you don't actually think that, do you? Fuck off, Ava. He's stupid, but he's not Pandora. Stupid, huh? Please don't insult each other. This isn't going anywhere. Maybe Cora's right. I'm just saying how it is, and I already know he's a bit of a dunce. Just a little bit more and we'll get it. Ira seems to be getting very angry, and Lux is getting on the train. Time to drop the bomb and secure this outcome. And how do you know all that about him? You two seem really familiar with each other. Almost like you have a relationship together. Something you don't want us to find out. That's a complete lie. Via? No, shut up. I won't have any of it. This is stupid. You can either vote with me or die like everyone else, because you'll just be dead wrong. Cora is grasping at straws. Is that why you're suddenly way nervous about it? You're a bad liar, Bia. Is that the truth, then? Speak up, Bunny. That's not the truth at all. Just a stupid lie. But Bia... Shut up. Say nothing, you imbecile. You're dumb if you think. Bia, you... Okay, so let's assume we do. What then? What does it matter? Is that gonna turn us into the mastermind or something? Bia, we should tell them. My time going off. No, stop talking. The only reason why you're not a barefoot hobo is me, so you're gonna listen. At that point, Ira closed his hand in fists and punched against the console, causing Superbia to shut up after releasing a small cry of surprise. No, you shut up! You treat me like shit all the time! It's poor Ira this and poor Ira that, and now you think you can act like you do because you're rich! I don't need your pity! I don't need your money! Look, before this starts degenerating, yeah, we're dating. Not only are we dating, but I can assure you that she's the real deal. She's not an imposter. I know her well enough for that. She's like this all the time. But me? I'm an accomplice. What are you saying? Just vote for Cora. No, I'm not voting for Cora. I'm voting for myself. Ira went against Superbia, which clearly was making her increasingly angrier as the seconds passed. I'm an accomplice, so vote for me. All of you, vote for me. It's a better future than living it out with you like this. Consider this my personal choice, my decision. That's kind of unexpected, honestly. Couldn't they just, break up? No, you're not. I am not voting for your dumbass self. I'm just what? No, Bia, you're just mad because this is my choice. That's been my crime anyway. My crime is that I'm an accomplice to all the bad shit going on here, and I won't let you kill Cora too. For the first time, Superbia seemed to be at a loss for words. His tone had definitely changed. He wasn't even stuttering anymore. one else dared to interrupt their discussion. How can you say that? I could say it because I'm tired of it. Maybe you'll be less of a sad sack in the future. I'd rather die and teach you that life is shit when you're alone. I'd rather die than vote for someone who doesn't deserve it, Bia. This is what I can do. This is all I can do in defiance. Superbia smashed her fist against the button to vote, her hand trembling for a few moments. Anyone who stared at her, it was clear that her ego had taken a decent blow. Yeah, you did this to yourself, Ira. Fucking idiot. You won't make me feel bad over it. We'll see about that after I'm dead. And for everyone else, I'll see you in the afterlife. Our lives being toyed with like this, just what we deserve, isn't it? But I won't stand for it still. Find that asshole and kill him. That's my wish. Calmly, Ira pushed the button. From Mancora's point of view, it wasn't clear who he voted for, but from his tone, it had been crystal clear. He voted for himself. Silence settled in until everyone realized they only had a few seconds to spare before the shotguns were going to fire. Immediately, everyone voted. Seems like they're voting for Ira. Vidia, Tristitia, and Superbia probably voted for him just now. Their votes, that's 4. This is going to be a majority vote. Well, I don't know if he was the traitor, but he didn't feel like it. Time to vote for what'll matter. Sorry, Ira, but I can't let your wish come true. Screens above the voting consoles settled onto Ira's symbol. It was clear what was to follow. It was his execution. Every shotgun but the victims released their hold, leaving the participants to witness the macabre outcome. It took only a moment for the shotgun to come. It sounded like it had shot Ira at point blank, but in reality there were no bullet holes in the helmet he wore. Time slowed down. Eventually everything froze. Which is yet another reference to Zero Escape. Hello. Who are you? I don't know. Some say my name is Pandora. Hello then, Pandora. I think I'm dead. Are you sure? You don't look dead to me. Can't move. I mean, I can, but it's strange. Is what's moving just my mind? I guess you're dead then. But death is fine too. Yeah, now that you mention it, I guess so. Kinda hard to make out who's talking. Feels like when you talk, I'm talking too. What does that mean? Maybe you're a part of me now. Because I remember you. Is that so? What kind of person was I? You were an idiot. Strong body, but a weak mind. Let someone control you. Your aspirations were weak. All that was on your mind was the person who tortured you. Helped them do something horrible, didn't you? Remember now. Right. I was an idiot. I didn't choose to be before. It just happened like that. Alone with my mom, no more income, I had to stay strong for the family. Then someone came in. Helper. Provided all I needed. They were my light, the only way out. And it was all ruined. What happened to ruin it? Pride. Stupid pride blinded them. Part of it was my fault too. I refused to change. Common mistake. I was an accomplice of a crime I hated. Desire blinded me, but I couldn't help it. Chasing after a ghost. That's what life was. At least I did something. Are you sure? No. Maybe this is just me wishing I did. As if I'd done nothing. Why was I alive? There was nothing. It sucked. Do you remember how you died? Huh? Not really, no. Does it matter? Yes? Matters. When you died, it was your choice. Even if you say you'd done nothing, you did choose then. No one was controlling you. So, you did something. That's good. Just hope when I died, I was doing the right thing. Thankfully, it doesn't matter now. Yeah, doesn't matter now. Nothing does. So, before I'm done, I want to know my name. Name? Don't recall? No, I don't know what it is. You sure? Well, there is something, but I don't know if that's right. What is it? I think it's Marco. Surname? I don't know. Can you confirm it? Name's Alex. Alex Seville. That's weird. I ended up forgetting my name. Maybe it's Alex. Even that, it doesn't matter now. Dust to dust, ashes to ashes. Surrender to your right to live. I'll now carry your memory. Thanks. Well, that's done now. As time resumed its flow, the aftermath of the vote's outcome rang through Ancora's head again. Among the group was a dead body. Right afterward, a detonation came from it. Mira's head became engulfed in a cloud of smoke and dust. Everyone watched in silent horror at what their vote had caused. After everything settled down, they were expecting to see a limp corpse. The result wasn't too far off the mark, but instead of being merely a corpse, it was a headless corpse. Nothing left above the shoulders. Ah! The smallest of the bunch immediately averted her gaze to disappear to the other side of the consoles, where there was no dead body, no explosion. While there was no pool of blood marring the ground, its deathly crimson hue. Blood from the neck had caused the floor to take on a reddish tint, rivulets of the liquid scattered as would drops of rain. Unlike raindrops, which washed, drying spots remained, a reminder that this was real and that someone had died. Escaping death was lucky. An opportunity like this won't repeat itself. Next time, it'll be harder. It happened, did it not? Yes. Mira's dead. Dust slowly cleared as the second had passed. Herbia's hands were closed in fists. She was trembling. Despite her previous countenance, it was clear the rabbit had been affected by the outcome. While I was lucky, he wasn't my primary target. Clean waste. At least Herbia's lost a pawn. Let's go. We have more cards to find in so little time. I agree. The scene is... The smell is particularly terrible, too. It's just a fucking dead body. You're all from my emptiness. Put on your thick skin. The reality of the situation was slowly sinking inside. Superbia looked at Invidia while the boy was accusing her. His blood is on your hands as much as all the people you mistreated. You drove him to this point. That is none of your concern. Mind your own self. Invidia shook his head and walked away, prematurely interrupting the conversation. It was clear that Superbia wouldn't be winning anybody's trust anytime soon. Prospects did not please her at all. Ancora looked around. She had gone missing as soon as she went free, likely to search for another card. It was the same for Bula, who left just then. The only ones remaining around the console were Superbia, Ancora, Luxuria, and Tristan. You don't seem really affected by it, Trist. Tissia finally stared back at Ancora, shrugging. People live and people die. Know what percentage of the human population is still alive out of our entire history? Mathematically, it's around 7.5%. Each death doesn't even make it budge much. Although, 7.05% out of, all the humans in history is still a lot of fucking people. Again, Tristitia shrugged. What you see here is just a result. A real result, mind you. It was a result brought on by what we perceived was real, like the Thomas theorem. Men define situations as real, they are real in their consequences. It's a little like a placebo. We didn't really know if this entire thing was real. If it was a joke or not. Maybe some of us didn't take it seriously. But the consequence is real now. We needed this wake-up call. Let me ask you, what's so peculiar about Ira's dead body? Pointed at the lack of a head. We were all in front of a shotgun. The one in front of him fired. There was no bullet wound. Those guns might not really shoot, but we still die when they get us. Doesn't matter. We didn't get the mastermind. The others looked at her. It was a real worry. With the timer ticking down again, they had a job to fulfill. Truth be told, the game will really only end the moment I find out the traitor. Anything to manipulate them into thinking they won. I suppose we'll just have to keep the train going. Hopefully, I'm not the next to die. Me neither. Nobody here probably would wish to die next. Even with this. I'm not gonna offer myself up, even though I'm sure you've all made up your mind on your own next vote already. It's not as though death is this terrible. We've been dead for like an eternity before we were born. Dying is just returning to that state. For all eternity this time. As far as you know. For Ira, that time just came a little earlier than the rest of us. And the dead don't give a shit about what their corpse looks like. He sighed after talking, leaving the surroundings shortly thereafter. His tone had been completely void of any care for the deceased. Superbia left after him, most likely to search for a new me card, but not without looking at the dead body one last time. The only remaining one was Luxuria. Ancora approached her. The girl was sobbing lightly into her mask. Despite her nature, Ancora was having issues ignoring the girl while she was clearly distraught. We can go elsewhere if you want. I guess. Can't believe this is actually happening. Twice now, twice. Twice a beheading. The others when that girl got the wrong guess, most likely. As Ancora noticed when she wandered closer, Luxuria was extremely destabilized by the event, to the point where she was not only hugging herself in fear, but also on the verge of mental collapse. Want to help me put the cards in the slots in the middle? You have to do it at some point, so we may as well fill 9 cards in. Okay. The angle of her helmet showed she gave a glance toward the headless corpse before she set off to work alongside Ancora. The two of them began collecting the deactivated cards from the consoles, careful not to wander in front of one of the shotguns. It would be too stupid if one of them fired by mistake. It's obvious they can't fire unless a vote is cast, that they don't shoot real bullets. Lux, do you trust me? Ancora asked the question, though she didn't expect any real answer out of the girl. To her surprise, she nodded while they were putting in the cards to the bomb. Yeah, little now. Via still doesn't look all too bright to me. We should team up, I think. You're staying behind to help, so I think I can trust you. We should do something for her, or reach out to her. She's clearly shaken, don't you think? I see. Well, I trust you too, Lux. You're right. We should team up. As for Bia, maybe. Getting some allies is vital for the next round, whenever that'll be. You trust Ula too? I noticed you two went off together earlier. Yeah! Ula is actually really nice, even if she looks a little odd. She gave me the me card we found, you know? That sounds nice, right. In that case, maybe Ula could be part of the team. Though I don't know much about her myself. We should talk with her later. Ancora tried to think of who else they could trust and add to their team. Judging by what they'd been told, they were going through the same thing over and over, and the others most likely considered that process too. Solving a puzzle room, getting me cards, voting, putting the way further in, repeat. Isn't this what insanity is? Doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. Luxuria had stopped moving in front of one of the consoles, as if examining it more closely. Uzira's coming. Okay, sorry about that. Oh, alright. After a few moments of silence, she joined Ancora again. Did she have an issue moving the card? I think Vidi could be a good member of the team, too. Yeah, okay, that sounds good. Ancora could tell her mind was elsewhere. I'll go check with the others. Put the rest of the cards in, okay? Gave the half-hearted wave that Luxuria didn't even reply to. Probably a better idea to get to the others and help them with the puzzle, just so things keep going smoothly. Cora met with the others. Sticia and Avaricia were huddled near a square panel reminiscent of the one from before. Hey, Ancora. Trying to solve this. Give us a hand, will ya? I'm not very good at this. I only know what I know. Before either of them could do anything else, visions turned to the familiar fake environment once more. Alright, and that is where I'm gonna cut it for this week. Okay, everybody, so we've made it through into something. Let's go check the flowchart. What path are we on? Alright, sick. Here. So here, we're gonna be going here. We have some choices to make. One of them will take us on a bad end, so we'll try to do that one first. And one of them will take us on a dead. That'll go over this way. So I'm assuming this locked thing is something to how do I get these open? I guess this one of them. Okay. Okay. Dead ends die. Alright, so maybe I have to get endings for the other one? Because obviously, like, this one is related to luck. Knock that at this point, because even though I tried to go maximum lux, the most I can get is 66. Because I can talk to her first, and then I can talk to her a second. No third choice before the helmet thing. So, kinda stuck here. Alrighty, well, cool. Thanks everybody, and that'll be it for this week. And I will see you guys again soon. Yay! Bye!